What we're going to do is carry out a ZS test on a lighting circuit. There's several ways of doing it, but the ideal way and the easiest way, particularly if there's an RCD in the circuit, is to use a test instrument which will allow you to take the test using 2 leads and a very low current so that it doesn't trip the RCD. You've 2 options using this type of instrument. One, you can do it at the switch between the switch line and the earth, or you can do it at the lighting point between the switch line and the earth as well. Whichever's your choice. Very often the lamps are quite difficult to reach, so sometimes it's beneficial to do it from the switch. And of course, if you're using 2 leads, you don't need the neutral, so that's the benefit of this machine. First of all, I need to look at the protective device, which is protecting the circuit. And for this one, I can see that it's a Type B 6 amp BS-EN 60898. What I need to do now is look on the chart, which I've got in guidance note 3, or the on-site guide, and that will give me the value, the maximum value of ZS that the circuit would be allowed to have, or permitted to have. The value for this particular device is 6.18 ohms. So now all I need to do, make sure everything's switched on, is go to the light point and take a value between the switched return and the earth with the switch turned on. Need to set my instrument to LPE and Z because that's what I'm doing. And because I'm using 2 leads, you can see the instrument tells me that it's a low current test. This won't trip the RCD. That's the whole object of the exercise. If I did it on a high current test, it will allow too much current to flow through the RCD and it will trip it. So low current test is very important where RCDs are involved. Okay, what I need to do now is place my probes, one on the earth and one on the switch return, and push the test button. Because it's pulsing at a very low current, it's going to take a little bit of time, not too long. It always seems a long time when you're waiting, but literally just a few seconds. And I've got a value of 1.08 ohms. That value is perfectly acceptable because it's far lower than the 6.18, which is my maximum. And that's a ZS test on a lighting circuit. Obviously, you need to do it at the furthest point. If you're not sure which is the furthest point, it may be that you need to do it at several points on the circuit, and the highest value that you measure is going to be recorded as your ZS.